as musicians, everything's music, even Phil's engine. And then if Phil puts his foot on the gas,
oh God, go right up. 1 to 60.
give it a few listens, you know.
Yeah, I mean, let
I've been working on that one.
Yeah. Oh! People would enjoy us if they would only pay us some attention. People are scared of weirdness.
The thing here is, so long as we're seen to be in a band, we'll look cool.
Ah, memories.
Well, yeah, what is Disco Zhivago?
Disco Zhivago? Never heard of him, mate. Who the hell are they, man? Never heard of him.
It's a bit of disco and a little bit of Zhivago. Have you read the book? I haven't read the book.
No, I haven't.
Nobody's
No.
read the book. Have you seen the film?
I assumed you had, because
either.
you're the one who, it was your idea.
No, just a funny name.
No,
we
yeah,
couldn't think of a better name at the time.
That's Dr. Zhivago, by the way.
Yeah.
What
we wanted to really put across was our intellectual side, you know, that we read books, and that, you know, we
read all the books.
All the books,
and that's
except for that one.
There's definitely a blend of sort of the absurd, the inept. It's doing things and trying to do them a little bit differently, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whether that comes across in the music or not, we're yet to see.
We have this idea of what's Zhivago and what isn't,
Yeah.
and so we'll say to each other, you know, that's pretty Disco Zhivago, isn't it?
It has to be pretty off the wall, but not too off the wall. It has to have an element of, yeah, okay, I could see this on a weird episode of Top of the Pops.
There's a fluffy, colourful element to what we do, but at the same time, like our first ever show, we just went on and screamed and hit our instruments for about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And we just saw people leave.
Yeah. That's what we wanted.
We kind of thought
we were sort of aiming for that. Well, we wanted to filter out anyone that
Yeah.
shouldn't be there, and only leave the people that were intrigued.
Yeah.
That were our target audience.
you're either in it or you're not, really.
Who else is our target audience?
Anyone who will listen.
I was a promoter, and then eventually got this band involved in playing a gig. They were called the Winter School. I met Caleb, our drummer. Caleb is kind of a insane maniac who runs around, jumps on things, jumps on people, but also incredibly verbose.
It can't be a bad thing, can it? Neural activity being amplified by the use of drugs.
Yeah, really smart. We were friends. We lived in the same bungalow, the famous bungalow out in Ickleford. We shared for 6 months with a few other people, and we had this garage. We could just go in the garage and play. We needed more people. And Caleb invited some people from the Winter School to come and play, and there was this one guy and he had his socks up to his knees, these brown shoes, second-hand shirt, a sort of quite frumpy looking jumper, eating a homemade sandwich out of a plastic bag that he'd brought with him, and he ended up being Phil Ilsley. Literally, I don't know anyone like Phil.
My name is Phil. I'm 19 years old. I like to feel that I'm alive in the world, and it's important to me to experience everything that life has to offer. The elements I think I bring to Disco Zhivago is an element of smoulder, something which reveals itself only very subtly after a long time. And if Disco Zhivago is a fire, I like to think that I'm its ashes.
So many people are sort of worried about how they come across. I don't think Phil ever does that. That's an amazing trait to have. He keeps you on your toes. He's got an amazing creative streak because of that. He doesn't sort of care what people think about him. It's not about being wacky or insane or anything like that. He just genuinely doesn't care.
Would like to have an album finished in a year, and I know every band says that. Yeah, we'd like to do an album, really. Yeah, it'd be really. We're working towards an album right now. Yeah, but yeah, no, we are working towards an album right now.
We're currently slowly but surely developing an album with actual produced songs, and they're quite relatively. I don't want to say epic, but they're relatively, musical in scope. It's not just a 3-chord punk band thing. There'll be other instruments and things like that on there. Lots of synths and maybe,
cellos,
all sorts of things, electronic
choirs.
production.
Maybe that's a bit too much.
I don't really think production or composition-wise, we really know what we're doing.
It's quite computer gamey, I suppose. And this is more or less how we continue to write songs. We jam. We have these extended full-length jams that might last up to between 2 and 4 hours.
I wanna be silent.
Sorry.
Ring with the sun.
I'm just completely put off.
Why?
By what?
They told me that I had one. See you later, yeah? Yeah.
Most of it will be garbage, but we record everything that we do and listen back to it, and there'll just be a few seconds where something kind of sublime, semi-sublime, or a half thought out idea kind of seems to bubble out, and just for a few seconds everybody's absolutely in tune with each other, and it's really quite wonderful.
We came up with a chord sequence that we really liked.
I think that was quite right, actually.
You do need 2 more bars there.
I can put some more lyrics in there.
And it was going to be called In My Dreams. And I was really quite emotionally attached to it. We did a basic studio version in the garage. Charlie listened to it and liked it, and I thought, cool, this could really come together. I hope he comes up with a good bass line. And the next day he turns up and goes, hey guys, I've written some lyrics for Handel. He'd called it Handel. The only thing that sprung to mind at first was Sebastian the Crab. What the fuck's that all about?
Handel really is about how, in relationships, very often there's a communication breakdown. You'll say one thing, and someone
you'll
will
write one
understand
song
it.
and someone will go away and do their own thing with it. Yeah, total communication breakdown.
In relationships, you do have every relationship, not just love relationships. There's always a sort of a misunderstanding that goes on. And very often it can be like sort of saying one thing and getting something back entirely different. All situations, all ideas are difficult to communicate. the idea was to use the syllables, really emphasise and roll certain syllable sounds like I'll lose the thread and then you tell me to keep up. Funny at the time, but then I thought, oh, how can you use that and use it in a different way, you know, try it.
Sort of combine that with The Little Mermaid, which is what happened, wasn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
This was going to be brilliant, this was my baby, and he ruined it.
Which wasn't really the intention. I was sort of going for a Kevin Rowland.
On one hand, it's plain to see you don't understand me, and yet I'm feeling.
All right.
Yeah.
Just thought that would be a
Sort of.
It wasn't.
all right.
I guess the idea was to sort
Don't
of just.
fuck yourself. Sorry.
I guess the idea was really to do a sort of overemphasise, like an elastic band. It does sound ridiculous, but over the backing track, it kind of sort of snaps around the beat.
Yeah, it does work, and it took me a long time to come around to it and get used to it, but it has grown on me. I'll go as far to say as preferred it in my dreams.
There's that certain worry that sooner or later it'll be harder to be taken seriously. All I care about really is making music that really matters, and matters to me and matters to us as a group, and then see what happens really.
If there was no Disco Zhivago as of today, I'll probably start my solo career. Very quickly realise I'm out of my depth, have nothing to show for it for a few years, and then probably join Club 27.
We're kind of failures really, but we try and turn that into productivity, creativity, and I think that is the aesthetic of Disco Zhivago, failing, but failing beautifully.
As far as I'm concerned, you haven't heard what we sound like yet. You have no idea what Disco Zhivago sounds like, and neither do we.
To be a pure Zhivagan is...
The more gigs we can play, sort of the more we'll be able to get into the flow, and hopefully one day we'll be so apt as we can just do it in our sleep. Right now, who knows? It's quite scary. Well, should we cut there?
Yeah,
I've run out of things to say.
I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Party trick.
Hey!
It's good.
Hey, it's good.
I should look you in the face, see how the light falls on you, and then I can tell the quiet world I'm still here.
Come on, then, Batman!
Welcomes me back inside.
You alright, mate? You okay?
I know I live true.
Probably best stop there.